You did it what? I'm sorry. I need you to repeat that. A hologram of a hooded figure said, moving the hood to the side as they stared up at the four-armed, weasel-like Wellian pirate. I could have sworn you said, you raided a human orphanage that sat at the edge of their systems and made off with the young to hold as hostages. The figure continued, an odd sort of calm tone in their voice. Yep, got a bunch of good ones too. Couple actual human young along with a few Galkans which'll fetch a... Put them back. For the love of the fabric of reality. Put them the feck back before whoever runs the orphanage decides to come for all of us. The figure interrupted, tone no longer calm, but panicked, jabbing a finger at the captain, even as the surrounding crews glanced at one another in confusion, short of the first mate, who was in the brig at the back of the bridge for vehemently disagreeing with such a line of action, and now sat with said young, and only shook their head from underneath the gaggle of children sleeping on his body. Already too late, lads. I warned you, but ye didn't want to listen. The hammer-headed alien sighed, simply setting back, wincing as a few of his bruises twinged as it rubbed against the little ones, but bit back a curse. And now ye be reaping your deserts, he said as alarms screeched suddenly, waking the children up, many of the downy-covered Galkan heads popping up in alarm, spinning about. Shh, little uns. Just your caretakers coming to get you back. The shark-like pirate said, rubbing the Galkans' heads, making them chirp lowly, and settle back down with the others again, chattering softly. Captain, ship to our aft. Looks like an old hauler type. One of the sensor officers spoke, catching everyone's attention, and confused the hammerhead for a moment. An image of the aging former cargo vessel appeared on the holoscreen, burning towards them with a vengeance. She was beaten and battered, clearly having been put lovingly back together with care over her who knew how many decades in the black. Designed like an old seafaring container ship. Mac turrets replaced her cargo containers on her deck, flanking a massive cannon, raised off her deck, aimed directly at them, while nose and keel were more heavily armored than a normal. Her hull sprouted more turrets to her fore and aft, with broadside cannons in between them, aimed outwards, while the eerie glow of whatever engines she now bore glowed behind her, pushing her forward in a steady pursuit. Sir, we be out of the turrets firing minimum effective range, but we can't do anything about her main cannon, one of the officers said, eyeing the cannon dubiously. Not like they'll fire on us anyways. Got hostages, don't we? They said as they smirked, only for it to fade at the Aquarian shaking his head amongst the little ones. One of the children poked their head up and giggled like a little menace. Unca B brought Fleur. They giggled, making one of the other officers freeze, and slowly turned to face them. Noticeably, this officer was a Kari, and had agreed to this as an act of revenge, but now sported a pale complexion on their body. Their massive cycloptic eyes' iris shrunk to a pinprick. The Fleur? They said slowly before spinning around, hands flying across the console.